Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. Folks, we've got some interesting topics to talk about in the world of sports, entertainment, odd news, and some other things we might stumble across in this hour-long or so podcast. I'm Rich Liebig.
And I'm Michael Costanzo.
And, we have some topics in sports, entertainment, and odd news to inform you of in just a bit. But before we dive into all of those topics, Mikey, my friend, how you doing? This is the first time I've seen you in person.
Yeah.
We had to do we did a virtual episode last week.
We did. We had to do a virtual episode. I was busy watching my younger cousins, and man, watching kids is a handful. You got to be on your toes 24/7. Like, they're constantly like, what's next? What's next? What's next? What are we doing? I must have planned so many things for these kids, and it still was like they're always looking to do something else. I'm like, man, I don't have that kind of energy anymore.
No.
I don't know how people do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were virtual last week, but other than that, I did get a chance to do the opposite of something kid-like, and I started watching Gen V on Amazon Prime.
The spinoff from The Boys.
Yeah, I just watched the first episode, so super early in. Watching it because apparently there's like some minor connections in season 4 of The Boys. But the first episode, I'm like, whoa, one, absolutely absurd. Just like The Boys, proper. Super raunchy, super funny, but also really dark at times. Like, some of the characters' abilities, you're like, whoa, like, that's really dark, what they have to do to use their abilities. I thoroughly enjoy it. I love The Boys in general, so I'm really looking forward to getting further into Gen V and then eventually pivoting to season 4 of The Boys. So,
okay, sounds like a good game plan.
Yeah, June's been packed with TV shows. It's been like nonstop. It's been like weird. It's like I think we're finally playing all that catch up from the writers and directors and actors strike.
Yeah, I'm behind on all TV shows right now.
Yeah, but you haven't been falling behind in movies, though, because you have something that you wanted to talk about.
Yes, I'm wearing my Ghost shirt, and that is because I went to the movies this past weekend to see the official Ghost movie that came out, which was a treat to behold from the mind of Tobias Forge.
Yeah. So you're probably the biggest Ghost fan that I know.
Yes, thank you.
I think you're the only Ghost fan.
Yeah, you might be the only one, yeah.
No, but they've been making quite a name for themselves the past several years. We went to see a show in Hershey. They usually come through this area, bigger shows. Now a movie. What's that like for a band to do a movie? Like, what was it about?
So, well, that's kind of the thing. Usually when you have a concert movie, usually it's only just the concert and that's it. It's really just for people that can't attend the shows just to get the experience. But Ghost, because they've got this storyline with the clergy and like a storyline of who's going to be the new lead singer of Ghost every album cycle. The movie was part concert movie and part storyline that wrapped up into the future of what the next lead singer will be.
That's pretty cool. It's almost like a half step between a concert movie like the Taylor Swift movie and something like Pinball Wizard from The Who.
Yeah.
It's like a weird mashup. It's like a concept album plus concert movie kind of meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
So there were scripted bits as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But it's what they did was they kind of used whenever Papa would leave the stage and go backstage, he would go into this fake backstage area, and that was pre-recorded and scripted and stuff like that.
But like all completely new like scripted segments, but then the previous albums of music, or was there new music as well?
Well, there's a new single from the credits that that debuted with this song. But the actual set list is the real concert in LA that they had at the Kia Forum last year.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You turned me on to Ghost a few years ago, and their music is fantastic. Like, if people haven't checked them out, it's like what would you describe it? Almost like a pop prog.
Yeah.
Like they used to be kind of like darker heavy metal, but they've since transitioned to a more. They're almost like a Rush kind of vibe.
Especially this last album, Impera has a lot of Rush influence on it,
which I think is so cool. Like you don't see many bands doing anything like that anymore.
And just in my mind, it just seems like Tobias Forge, he just seems to know like what to pick from the past of rock ages to use in his new materials. You know, like it always just seems like he knows like, yeah, I should use Rush here, or I should use Megadeth here, I should use Metallica here, I should use, I should use some Blue Oyster Cult here. I should use, he just
that's another one they sound like.
Yeah. And actually, the new song that's played during the credits of this movie sounds a lot like In the Year 2525. that old song. So like, it's just like he just knows his history, and he knows like when to pluck something from like a certain era to use, but still put his spin on it.
So yeah, I mean I completely agree. I think they're really, really good. I've been following them the past couple albums, but if people wanted to get into Ghost, is this a good like entry point? Is this going to be on streaming? Because it only had like one showing.
Well, it was limited release. Yeah. But at some point it'll be out on some streaming service.
I hope so, because I do want to check it out.
Yeah, and I don't want to tell you what happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because there's some
storyline.
There's plot twists to it. Yeah.
Yeah. For those who don't know, every album is a new storyline, and this show was one of the last concerts that the character Papa 4 did.
Okay, so potentially hinting and teasing at the next Ghost/Avengers. Is that kind of it's the next phase of Ghost?
There
phase
is
6.
There is a development.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to be as vague as possible.
That is appropriately vague. So, I mean, I want to check it out if it comes to streaming. Hopefully, not too much longer. But I think everybody should. I feel like a concert movie is a good way to get a feel for whether or not you like a group. I
mean, it's a good way, to see what their concert experience is like if you've never been to a show.
Yeah.
But it's just in my mind, it's some of the best music you can listen to right now.
And how would you rate the movie?
The movie was fun. It was it had all of the Ghost hallmarks that you usually see in a concert. I will say, they did a new cover of If You Have Ghosts that was very haunting. It was really good. I that's the one like I can't wait to like replay whenever it does become available on streaming.
Okay.
And the soundtrack becomes available on Spotify and all that. I want that recording. It was very well done.
All right, nice.
Yeah. That was my that's my star of the show in my opinion. I want that. Give me that one.
Just that one.
Well, I want all of it, but I want that in particular. So, but no, if you're any rock fan, if you appreciate any rock music, you gotta check out Ghost. You gotta check out the new movie right here, right now. Just finished its limited theatrical run.
Very limited, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's very tough to get a concert movie to have a theatrical run.
Unless your name is Taylor Swift, movie theaters are typically not going to carry it for very long.
Yeah, so I think I think at this point, you have to go find it on streaming when it becomes available. But it was fun. And you know what else too? Tobias Forge knows like he's a big horror movie fan. So like he knew like to get like there was like a crazy skeleton design for the movie, because there is a scene where a whole bunch of skeleton dancers dance to one of the songs, and that became like the primary artwork for the poster, for the souvenir popcorn buckets and the souvenir drink can or whatever, drink tumbler.
Oh, tumbler.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had to get it. So I have it in my house now.
Of course. Absolutely. Those souvenir popcorn buckets are all the rage now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun to grab one.
Yeah.
That was my weekend. I know I'm trying not to be give any spoilers. So I'm gonna think we're going to leave it at that.
Yeah, just leave it vague so everybody can go check it out, hopefully pretty soon on streaming services somewhere eventually.
Yeah.
I have to imagine it'll come out soon.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true, but I heard it might be coming out on Disney Plus, which would be weird.
Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess Disney owns, like, everything. They have
I guess they own everything.
Hulu and Fox and ABC, and so it's one of their many subsidiaries.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That'd be interesting that you could, in theory, watch Taylor Swift and then Ghost movies.
You flip back and forth between Mickey Mouse, Taylor Swift, Ghost.
that'd be a 180.
It's the holy trinity.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what we were up to this past week. But now, without further ado, let's jump into some news at hand. Let's do the first batch topics that revolve around sports in the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports.
In your face. Ha ha! That's right. Sports coming at you in your face here. And this just happened. The NHL Stanley Cup playoffs ended on Monday night. It was very interesting, Mike. I know you're not a big fan of hockey, but this was something. Anytime there's a Game 7, I always find it interesting. You know, like, especially for the leagues that implement a Game 7, it always seems to be the leagues that have, like, all these games.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. To me, it's fascinating that, like, these teams are playing 80, 90, 100 games, and then the championship comes down to one game.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's such high stakes when you finally, battle back and forth and then come down to that do or die game. That's already kind of built into football, but it is weird, these sports that everything is series, and then eventually it does come down to just one game.
Yep. But this came about in a very awkward way as the Florida Panthers were facing off against the Edmonton Oilers in the Stanley Cup Final Series. And initially, Florida Panthers went up 3-0. I mean, they were on the verge of a sweep here.
Wow.
To wipe up Edmonton. But then Edmonton started a major comeback to win game 4, 5, and 6 and had a chance to do a reverse sweep against Florida in this Game 7 matchup. I mean, that could have been... I think if Florida had lost that game on Monday night, I think you're talking about one of the worst collapses in sports history. To be up 3-0 and then still lose the series.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Yeah. That'd be the most Florida thing Florida Panthers could do anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
But I figured I'd watch this one on Monday night. And it was a very interesting game. You could tell Florida had to come out striking first because they were the one there. They were on the hot seat. If Edmonton had scored first, I think a lot of people would have been like, "Oh no, Florida's done. They're done."
That must do something to the player's psyche too.
Yeah.
Because I just, I didn't watch any of it, but I'm looking at the scores here, and the Panthers go up 3-0 in the series, and then the Oilers come back with an 8-1 demolition.
Yeah.
And then, they had a couple of really solid victories. So you're right. If the Oilers had come out hot in that last game, I think that just crumbles the Panthers, right?
Yeah. So it was key that Florida scored first in that game, and they did. Edmonton tied it at 1 apiece going into the second period, and then Florida pulled away with another goal, and then it became a defensive game, and Florida just held on for the win. So luckily they were able to hide. They were able to get away from the shame of a possible reverse sweep with a win on Monday night to win Game 7 and win their first ever Stanley Cup. Oh, that's another thing, too. If they would have lost, imagine that.
Man.
You lose.
That'd be so depressing.
You lose your first Stanley Cup, That was your chance to grab the first Stanley Cup, and you lose it after going up 3-0. That's like some...
That would
that's
be
like
so,
curse level stuff.
Oh, yeah. That'd be so demoralizing.
Yeah. So, Florida, they were able to pull this one off. Edmonton, they gave it a good shot. But they had an era that they were dominant in the 80s, so they
had their chance.
They've had their Stanley Cup moments. They're good.
I always like it when a team who's never won finally wins one.
Yeah.
Being an Eagles fan.
Yeah. You root for the teams that never won.
Yeah. No, you have to. It's always fun and really special for those cities, or I guess in this case a whole state. Finally getting their
Should we play the Florida song?
They do represent all of Florida, apparently.
Yeah.
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
I don't like teams that represent an entire state. Side tangent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go on. Why not? Random topic alert.
It's just weird. Like all of Florida. I don't know. Like most teams represent a specific city, right? Because
Carolina Panthers.
Well, that's the one I was going to get to. That really frustrates me. Another Panther, by the way.
Yeah, what is it with these Panthers?
They represent 2 entire states. Because it's just the Carolina. I forget which one they're based. I think it's North Carolina. Right?
Oh, that's a good question. Wait a
I
minute.
think they play in Charlotte, right?
I think you're right. I think they play in Charlotte.
But the point is, though, I don't like when a team represents an entire state. Because as we know here in Pennsylvania, imagine if we just had one football team. How could one football team encapsulate both the values and principles of Philadelphia, the values and principles of Luzerne County, and the values and principles of Pittsburgh? You can't do it.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Why'd you pick that county?
I don't know. I just tried to pick a random county.
I thought you would say like Penn State.
I'll take Penn State.
Yeah.
But how do you have one team represent all those? I feel like Philadelphia.
It should be a city.
The Eagles represent Philadelphia. Like that is their vibe. That is their ethos. And likewise Pittsburgh on the other side. But something like Florida, because you have the Panhandle, you have Disney World, you have Miami. Like, how do you have one team represent all that? I don't know.
Yeah, you don't like it.
I don't get it.
New England Patriots.
That's another one. An entire region.
Yeah.
That's like, it's the Mid-Atlantic. I don't know. Something or others.
It's just Atlantic.
The Atlantic, yeah, you can't do it. I mean, agree or disagree?
Yeah, I mean,
have you ever thought of it?
It kind of throws things out of whack.
It does. I don't like it.
You know?
Yeah.
And also, you can't identify where the stadium is.
No, I have no idea where Carolina plays.
I want to know where. Yeah, you should be able to tell from the team name where the team is playing at.
And then you got
looking at you, New York. Why do you play in New Jersey?
I was just going to say we got a couple of liars
Giants,
up there.
Jets.
Yeah. Like New York, my ass. They should be called the East Rutherford, New Jersey Giants.
They should be called the Meadowland Giants.
Yeah,
and Meadowland Jets.
I saw an article that I was going to bring to the table where some writer, you can tell this is like the lull of all news. They, for some reason, decided.
Yes, I don't know if this is good for you or do you get excited now because these are kind of the markers now that we're getting closer to football season. But now we're going to enter this period where we don't really have that much sports news because now
I literally said earlier I was like, now we can start focusing on football.
Yeah,
that hockey and basketball are done.
Basketball are done. Golf only has one more major left,
and baseball is about to head into the break. So there's literally nothing happening.
Yeah,
I love it. I actually like it. But
right.
Case in point of this, I saw an article. I didn't bring it to the table, but I was thinking about it briefly. I think it was an ESPN writer. Like, you could tell this is bottom of the barrel news stuff. They're like, what happens if the NFL expanded to 100 teams?
100? Whoa.
What other 68 cities would get NFL teams? And I'm like, how much time do you have on your hands?
Yeah, that's a lot.
No, but he found so many. But you know what pissed me off? Pennsylvania didn't get a single team. They expanded 68 teams in this division. Pennsylvania didn't get a single one.
That's a shame. Yeah,
it's right. It's Penn State. It's right there. It's right there.
Well, I guess maybe the logic is they already have a college team, so
this person had all these criteria. It was a wild article. Maybe I'll bring it next time.
So yeah,
it was the epitome of stupid though.
So I've told you my story that I love NBA 2K series.
Yep. You like to make your own divisions and conferences.
If you don't know this, folks, if you go play the video game NBA 2K 23, 24, 25, whatever.
Yeah.
They have a feature where you can reorganize the way the divisions are set up. And I think that's great.
And you do that every time. You make like an all California division.
Yeah.
Right? You reshuffle everything.
See, that's where you use the regions in the states.
Yeah.
When you make like divisions and alignments, that's where you bring that into play.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I was the commissioner.
Well, maybe we'll have to look at this article with the 100 NFL cities.
Well,
I don't know how you even begin to expand to 68 different cities.
68 is ridiculous. No. But, I mean, we do know that Roger Goodell is keeping an eye out for possible 33rd and 34th teams to join the league. You know that.
Absolutely. I want to know when the first international team will join the league. And I'm not talking about Buffalo moving to Canada. Like, that's like, I feel like that's a cop-out.
No. Buffalo's the Bills are going to stay in Buffalo.
Maybe
they agreed to a stadium.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They
renovation.
did. It was like a $1 billion.
Yeah.
But we have
billions of dollars.
Billions, yeah, and but we have so many
$1 billion between City and Friends.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But we have a lot of international games now: Mexico, Brazil, London, Germany. So I'm thinking, like, when are we going to get the first? Do they even dare try to do an international team?
I bet you they've looked into it, especially with London.
Yeah, they love London. Well, just move the Jags. Florida doesn't need 3 teams.
Jaguars, I think, are they're
on the up and up in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think they're going to sign a deal to stay in Florida.
Okay,
another win for Florida. Florida racking up wins.
Florida they're winning left and right.
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
The real trick, though, with expanding the NFL overseas is that you need to have your expansion teams have top-tier players, like a top-tier quarterback, for instance, to really sell jerseys and game tickets.
Yeah.
And a great way to get a top-tier quarterback is by paying them a boatload of money. The problem is, however, that a lot of teams don't have boatloads of money. Some quarterback contracts have ballooned close to 25% or more of a team's total cap space, like the Bengals re-signing of Joe Burrow. That's 25% for one player, and then 75% for the other 52 players.
Or for a player that's not even on your team anymore.
Exactly. That happens sometimes. So that's why
Russell Wilson.
Right. That's why we bring this story to the table.
That still blows my mind.
What?
They're paying like something ridiculous, like
Russell Wilson?
dead cap, like $50 million dead cap. And they were like, sure. We can't help him.
He's done. It's like an open competition in Pittsburgh, isn't it? Or they're pretending like it's not, but it is.
Wilson is the starter.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, I guess until he messes up, and then you throw...
I don't know. Who is it? Was it Mitchell Trubisky? Or?
No, it's Fields, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, that's right.
He's the backup.
They're going to pivot to Fields so fast.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on if the rumors on Fields are true. I mean, they've been saying that Fields doesn't have the football IQ. That was the big knock on him.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah.
Does Wilson, though?
He might not have the physical toughness anymore.
We will see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But back to the story at hand, these quarterback contracts, I've been a big complainer of them. I think they're too big, 25% of the cap. That leaves you no room to maneuver and build a competitive roster, which is why some NFL owners are trying to push for a separate quarterback salary cap. So an extra portion, I guess, reserved just for the quarterback position.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yep. They wish they could buy quarterbacks for $1.
So, I mean, yeah, that's the way to do it. But what do you think? What do you think about a separate... Well, I guess there's a multi-pronged thing. One, we have the ever-looming problem of quarterback contracts. I think it's only a matter of time before they keep ballooning to where it's like 30, 35% of a team salary cap, and then it just becomes untenable. Then you're putting out crap at other positions, right?
Yep.
And then the other facet of this is, do you solve that with a separate cap or like other methods? Like what? Like, is there a solution, or is it not a problem at all? Like, what do you think? Oh boy! All right, what folksy old people saying are you gonna?
Thanks, Mike. No, I was gonna say. Usually, I would have sympathy for something like this.
Okay.
But I have a sneaking suspicion I know who is behind this quarterback salary cap wishful thinking nonsense that's going on here.
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so, having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Jerry Jones wants to have his glory hole and cake and eat it too.
Yes, he does. I mean, that's literally the thumbnail for the story, is a picture of Jerry Jones.
It's Jerry Jones. He's the one that wants to have this because he knows that he waited too long to re-sign Dak Prescott, and now he's going to get screwed really either way.
Yeah.
He's going to get screwed either way. Either Dak Prescott has another great year, and then he has to sign him for $60 million a year because that's going to be what the
that's
market
going to be the
is.
new figure because of Joe Burrow's at 55.
I think Trevor Lawrence got 57 or something. Trevor Lawrence got slightly more than him, I think.
Yeah, Dak Prescott's going to be
so Dak Prescott's going to ask for 60.
Imagine paying the 11th best quarterback $60 million a year.
Yeah. So either he does well and you're going to have to pay him an outrageous number, or he is going to suck, and then the Cowboys are like, oh, whoops, we were supposed to go all in this year, and it just failed immensely.
So do you think this is the reason for Dallas's inaction, is just they're waiting for, some magical separate cap?
Well, my honest theory is Jerry Jones is hoping the three players. You got
Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, and CeeDee Lamb. Yeah.
I think he hopes one or two of those three have a horrible season.
Which is ridiculous. You're talking about at least CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons are top 3 at their position.
I think he's hoping that one of them has or a down year, something where or get hurt. Another reason.
And you can make the argument, you look at the numbers, look at the injury. Oh, we're only going to give you $10 million instead of $25 million. Man, God, I hate the Cowboys so much.
Because there's no other reason why you don't sign valued players.
It is bizarre
to a long-term deal.
It is bizarre in today's NFL to just sit on your hands. Like the NFL has always been not for long. It's always about like winning now as soon as possible. You have the pieces. Dallas has the pieces. They have all the talent on both sides, and they're just like, you know what? We're just not going to bother locking them down.
Check. Yeah.
It doesn't make it
Check.
literally
Pass.
doesn't make any. Instead, they bring back Zeke, paying him twice from the previous contract and the new contract, and it's like it's mind-boggling. So the only way that we can explain it now is maybe he's waiting for this magical second cap in order to sign Dak. But separate from the Cowboys.
Right. Well, so if that happens, then he gets to penalize the entire league with quarterback contracts.
That's my problem with this. Is like, on the one hand, I'm like, sure, separate cap, whatever, because they give the example of the NBA model, which I have no familiarity with, but the idea of like a max and a super max contract.
Yeah, there are limits to how much you can pay single people.
Right, like the upper limit, yeah. So I don't know, that might be a possible solution. But my problem with this, regardless of which direction they go, is what do you do with teams who have already signed like close to, $500,000 contracts with some of these players? Like Patrick Mahomes, like I think it's like it was $400 million.
Oh, you mean $500 million?
$500 million. Oh yeah, sorry. Did I say $500,000?
Yeah.
No, $500 million with a B.
Because I thought now you're going the Steelers direction where they're not paying these guys anything.
The Steelers.
See, but that's the thing. Then you're penalizing the Steelers because the Steelers, they went out and got cheap quarterbacks, and they're spending the money on the other parts of the roster. So if you do that, then you penalize the Steelers.
So you're of the tact that it's kind of a self-correcting issue, kind of like laissez-faire, kind of let the market decide.
Well, I think that the way that the current salary cap is set up, it kind of handles it on its own because every one of the 32 teams have to abide by the strict salary cap.
Yeah.
They're all facing the same problems, that Jerry Jones is facing. Jerry Jones is not unique here. Everybody else has either a star player or a star quarterback that they've had to dish out big money to. Jerry Jones is not the first person to come across this. So, I think it's just Jerry Jones is trying to finagle a way that maybe he could change the rules so he doesn't get penalized.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry Jones is definitely trying to do that, but I do think, though, that we are in unprecedented waters because, for a few different reasons. One, I don't have the specific number, but I just feel in my heart of hearts that quarterback contracts were never this large a percentage of the salary cap before. And I have no numbers to back that up. I just kind of feel it in my gut. But also,
well, the good part is the salary cap seems to keep going up.
It does go up every year.
And this year it went up majorly too.
It does, but
it went up, I think, $20 million this year.
But we have to be careful of when quarterback contracts start to outpace the rate at which the cap increases, which I feel like we could quickly reach that point with the way they're paying they're paying guys like Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence, like they don't deserve like top tier money.
Oh, all right.
They really don't.
All right.
Though.
So Daniel Jones, I will agree with.
Trevor Lawrence, he's fine. Would you put him in top 5?
I think right now.
No, come on. He has the largest contract.
Right now, you're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have had no upswing since Blake Bortles came through to town. Like you have to. I think Trevor Lawrence. I think you have to give him the contract.
I don't know. He's second right now. Second, like when you look at the top quarterback contracts, it doesn't make any sense. Trevor Lawrence is above guys like Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, and for some reason Jared Goff is in there, who has had a great career resurgence, but I don't think he's the third best quarterback in terms of money value.
Well, does it necessarily? It doesn't.
Kyler Murray's like 7th on this list.
It doesn't necessarily correlate that the top best players are the ones that are getting the best money. Unfortunately, it's market value.
Yeah, it's insane though, because it means that these teams that are struggling can't continue to build their team, and then you also have
That's what you get when you get a star quarterback.
You have wide receivers also getting unprecedented money. Here's the other thing: is we've never seen this much guaranteed money either. Back in the day, teams could sign players, and it was okay. They could just make up random numbers. Oh, here's $400 billion. Aha, but only 17 cents is guaranteed, and that's how they would structure their contracts. Now, it is. Even though,
well, that's from your boy Kirk Cousins.
Well, I said at the time that he ruined NFL contracts, and he did, because I'm of the firm opinion that I think that quarterback contracts are going to quickly outpace the rate at which the cap grows, and they will have to come up with some kind of way to curtail this, because you can't pay both quarterbacks and wide receivers at $35 million plus a year, because that is literally going to be 40 to 50% of your contract for two guys. If you have one good wide receiver, top 10 wide receiver, and one top 10 quarterback, that's your entire salary cap in a given year. And that makes the product that you're putting on the field less quality. It's lowering the quality. And it's hamstringing you from putting out the best team possible. I don't know what the solution is, and I disagree with whatever Jerry Jones wants, because I don't like Jerry Jones. But I think that there is a situation brewing in the NFL where the contracts are becoming like untenable in a certain way. Like there needs to be some kind of like they did with rookie contracts. Remember, because we ran into the problem with Jamarcus Russell. And
Sam Bradford.
Sammy Sleeves.
Sam Bradford.
And they're like, you know what? Rookies, you get this much max. That way they didn't hold out. You didn't have teams like the Raiders giving a guy hundreds of millions of dollars, and then he goes and he just eats himself to death. So I think maybe a similar type situation. I don't know. I don't know.
I think
I'm torn.
So I think if quarterback contracts keep ballooning and now the wide receiver contracts keep ballooning, I think you may be onto something. But I think for right now, I think the system is fine the way it is. I think it works for right now, because the two main things is all the 32 teams are all playing by the same rules. Everybody's got to deal with this.
Yeah.
There's not one single person that is disadvantaged compared to another GM. Everybody's dealing with this. Jerry Jones is not unique. I'm sorry. Get out of here.
That's true.
So that's fine. And then the second thing is I don't see any star talent that has been phased out due to restrictions from this in free agency yet. Now, that could become a problem if the numbers start ballooning and ballooning and ballooning.
Yeah.
But I think for right now, they haven't. I think right now the top 32 quarterbacks, I think the top 64 quarterbacks are rostered on a team right now. If there comes a point where that doesn't happen, all right, then we need to look into having some sort of rules, some sort of, maximum standard, minimum standard. I don't know, whatever, some sort of standard,
right?
When it comes to contracts. But until that time, as long as the top 64 quarterbacks are rostered on NFL teams, I think you're fine.
I don't know. I'm just worried. It's purely greedy because we have so many great players. Although we usually do a pretty good job of locking up our talent.
Yeah.
And I will say, for the time being,
and
if you
I'm
don't
sorry,
have, if
you got to act fast.
If you don't have a top quarterback, you usually make up for it in some other way, like a top tier defense or so many skill positions that somebody like Brock Purdy could be considered good.
How about that for a quarterback? Do you sign him to a $60 million contract?
No, absolutely not.
Well, I mean, he's going to say, I took you to the Super Bowl.
Well, that's the problem. I don't want that.
Well, we're going to see what San Francisco does.
Because here's the thing, and I'm sure San Fran will jump on my bandwagon when they have to sign Brock Purdy for $60 million and they have to cut every other offensive weapon they have. Right now, they're running into the problem with Ayuk.
They're going to trade Ayuk.
They have to. They don't have the money. You can't keep Debo, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk, especially with Brock Purdy on the verge of a $60 million a year contract.
Well,
because you know that's coming next year.
Well, then trade Ayuk. Here we go. Let's start the trade machine.
Oh, man.
Although I hope he doesn't go to Washington. I heard that would be a top candidate.
Yeah, but who's their quarterback?
The guy they drafted.
So nobody.
Jaden.
Nobody.
Yeah. No, with our luck, he'll freaking balloon or something and beat the Eagles twice.
So I will say this: there is
I can't remember his name now.
There is another possible.
Jaden Daniels.
That's it. There is another possible solution that I've heard floated before, and I think the Eagles are on the verge of pioneering this. Is you follow a college model, where you sell out for a top tier quarterback, you run that guy for 5 years.
You mean the Carson Wentz model?
The Carson Wentz model, and then you pivot. Well, I mean, we talked about it a few weeks ago that they're setting up Jalen Hurts to be Carson Wentz.
So yeah, are you just full blown quarterback factory now?
The Eagles said
Howie was right.
The Eagles said the quiet part out loud.
Howie was right. There's your movement. Hashtag Howie was right.
Watch the Eagles take a quarterback in the first 3 rounds next draft.
Dear God.
You watch this city burn.
Yeah.
People will be calling into WIP, bring back Nick Foles.
Yeah, at 39, 40 years old.
I think that
we got a statue of him. Bring him back.
I'll take Nick Foles at 48 years old instead of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts isn't. I want to talk. I said he wasn't the guy. Then I said he was the guy, and then he wasn't the guy.
What
again.
is your official stance now on
know.
Jalen Hurts?
He's a something.
That doesn't really help.
No, I know.
I think we got to bring back that segment this
we
upcoming season.
We will have to bring it back.
You are not the guy. You're not capable of being the guy. I had a guy, but now I don't. You are not the guy.
I had a guy, but now I don't. That sums up the Eagles right now.
Yes, it does. But anyway, so we'll have to keep an eye on this separate quarterback salary cap. I don't like anything that benefits the Cowboys. But it'll be interesting to see which way.
No, I don't like this at all. It definitely can't happen in the immediate future.
No, they need to appropriately plan for it. And that was my other thing, is that whenever they make this happen, you have to have some kind of solution for the teams that have already dumped so much money into quarterbacks, i.e. the Eagles, the Chiefs, and give us some kind of recompense. Yeah. It wouldn't be fair otherwise.
Yeah. So Jerry Jones, suck it. That's my conclusion. It's got to be Jerry Jones, by the way. It can't be anybody else.
It's 100%. Every other team has a quarterback signed.
Yes. So there you go. On that note, we got to leave the sports sampler as it is. But don't go anywhere because we still got entertainment news coming at you and then the non-fortune cookie odd news when we return from the break. Don't go anywhere. This is the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection. in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby,
Barnes & Noble,
and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
Just a moment, you just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
Come on.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? How dare get your hands off me.
No, we've only got one cup.
Ta-ta and farewell.
That's all right. Just get him in the car.
One cup, look. They even broke.
Oh, yeah, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle podcast. You know, it's funny. Every now and then we kind of have these stories that kind of blend the line between the three topics. Usually we do sports, entertainment, odd news. But I feel like the theme of this episode might be we're blurring the lines between these three topics. Because we're going to have a story that kind of blends sports and entertainment to start off this next segment of the Crispy Noodle podcast. So join us, if you will, in this smooth transition from sports to the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty? Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, so yeah, let's inform you of this true news story. This is not AI generated or fake or anything like that. Hallmark has announced that they have a partnership with the Kansas City Chiefs to make a holiday movie about Chiefs fandom. Boy, I wonder what this was inspired by.
Oh, I have no idea.
Dear
what
God.
could be the inspiration for this?
Yeah. So obviously there's so much hoopla with the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, and now you got Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce being together.
Of course.
This is the perfect time to really just strike the hearts of those holiday Hallmark watcher fans. I don't know. I'm sorry.
What?
Like the thought of these movies just makes me sick. I'm sorry. They just do. Like,
and they're all year long.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna hit July. They're gonna start a marathon in July because there's Christmas in July.
I already got my first text message from somebody 6 months until Christmas. I'm like, guys, We can't start doing this now.
No.
I
It's
can't.
98 degrees outside.
They literally, every day this week, excessive heat warning. People are going to die if you go outside. And people are like, can't wait for Christmas. This is as far away from Christmas as you can. Technically, yes. It's like as far away from it as you can get.
Anyway, so, yeah, this is a true story. Hallmark is going to produce a movie called Holiday Touchdown. Just
Holiday Touchdown. I forgot the subtitle. A Chief's Love Story.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
This really does sound like AI made it up. Just here, ChatGPT, shoot us out a Hallmark movie with Kansas City Chiefs in it. Go.
It really does feel that way. Like when you look, I can't find the synopsis right now because I'm on the NFL website, but it's something along the lines of like this female fan wants to win a super fan contest with the Chiefs, and so she meets with like some fan engagement person, and they quickly,
the director of fan engagement.
They quickly learn that there's a spark between them.
Oh, boy.
God.
It's
Chiefs. Every single movie though. There's nothing unique about it.
No. I
want to see them like have their spark, and then she realizes that her true love is the drunk shirtless guy at the tailgate party outside,
who is the brother of of the director.
I see what you're doing.
Fan engagement. There you go. That's a story. He just happens to be Jason Kelce.
Okay, I'll say this though. This movie is 100% going to star Travis Kelce at some point, right? Like they have to.
What,
like he's going to be
Jason or Travis?
Travis. He's going to be in the movie.
Probably.
As is Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about Taylor Swift.
She's going to be in
it. She's
going to be in it.
Her asking fee is shot up.
Yeah, but this is the Chiefs and the NFL and Hallmark. Come on.
At least Travis Kelce. At least Travis Kelce you can rope in because of the Chiefs connection. I can see that. But I don't know about Taylor Swift. She's a billionaire. She commands her own presence.
You don't think that Hallmark fans and Taylor Swift fans, I feel like there's a significant overlap. You're telling me they're not going to be expecting it?
But can Hallmark pay Taylor Swift enough to be in a Hallmark movie?
I think she's just going to do it.
No. She's a smart businesswoman. She's supposed to haggle.
That's true. That's true.
Everywhere I hear, she's a wonderful businesswoman.
She is. No, she is. Legitimately, she is. Well, I don't know about smart so much as greedy. Well, no, because listen. I'm surrounded by Swifties. I got a lot of Swifties in my circle, and I asked them about this thing that I've heard where she will release like the same album, but it's just like different colored vinyls. And like there's like one different track on each one, but like each one is like $30 or something, and it forces fans to buy all 4 of them so they can get like the full complete package. Like it's, and I asked them, and my one cousin who's a Swiftie, she's like, yeah, it's like total greed. She shouldn't have done that. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. Am I going to get a lot of flack for that?
I don't
Probably.
know. Yeah, the cult of Taylor Swift is going to come at you now.
Oh man,
the cult's coming.
Oh well, let them come. I'll fight them. With Guns N' Roses and Ghost.
Hey, as long as if you have Ghost, you have everything.
There you go.
But
this is a bizarre movie. I don't like it. I won't watch it unless it's really bad. So here's my thing. I don't like movies like this unless it exceeds a level of bad that makes it good again. Like it needs to be so bad that you can just sit there and rip into it for an hour and a half straight. That's the only way that I watch these Christmas movies. Like the Netflix originals. Have you ever seen like all the princess movies?
No.
It's like, oh, a princess is Christmas. A Christmas is princess.
A Christmas Christmas story.
No, literally, I don't understand. It's like a whole universe. Like you just go on Netflix and look at their holiday movies. There's this huge subgenre of like princess Christmas movies. I don't understand why. Why are princesses and Christmas the same thing? I don't understand why they're both together. Why couldn't the movie gods have been like crocodiles in Christmas? They both begin with a C. That would have been fun. But no, they're like princesses in Christmas. I don't want Princess Christmas. I want Crocodile Christmas. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going
it's
with this
mostly
either.
sleep deprivation.
The only thing I can think of is maybe it's like a Christmas Story where it's like you keep alternating the title, Christmas Story, Christmas, and then Christmas Story, Christmas Story.
No, you didn't know that there's like a huge like subgenre of like royal Christmas nonsense?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. They're bad. They're real bad.
No. For the record, none of these movies interest me. I would never put any of these movies in my top 5 Christmas movies of all time.
No.
Die Hard has a place in there. I don't care what anybody says. That's a Christmas movie.
If you ask
and a
me,
Christmas Story has to be one.
Listen, if you ask me, Die Hard is more Christmas than these supposed Hallmark Christmas movies. Because I think Christmas has more to do in Die Hard than it does in these Christmas movies. As weird as that sounds. Because these Christmas movies are just copy-pasted. It's the same story.
It could be AI written.
You're just Scrabble mixing the letters of the names to come up with new names, but it's the same movie.
It sounds like something that comes out of an AI prompt.
Yeah. It's just not good. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't know how, but we ended up in Christmas territory.
We spent far too much time talking about that.
Correct. So let's leave that realm.
We'll have to review it when it comes out.
Dear God.
We will have to.
Anyway, here we go. Time for this week. I can't freaking even.
What? That sounded so labored.
Yeah. I'm
done. Oh, God, here we go.
I'm done. Let's do Mike's This Week in Entertainment. There you go, Mike.
Oh, God, here we go.
God.
Entertainment.
I can't deal with this nonsense.
Well, if you don't like a holiday touchdown, how about this movie coming to theaters this week, A Quiet Place Day 1. This is the prequel to one of the best new horror suspense franchises in which aliens who are hypersensitive to sound invade Earth. I mean, you don't need much more than that. If you've seen A Quiet Place and its sequel, you kind of get the vibe of A Quiet Place Day 1. I loved the original Quiet Place. The sequel, I thought, was still pretty good. So I'm excited to see the prequel and see how people discovered the fact that the aliens were so attuned to sound. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. Everyone should as well. Another fantastic summer action blockbuster, A Quiet Place Day 1, hitting theaters this week. But the big entertainment release this week is on television. The Bear returns to Hulu for its 3rd season, where we continue to follow the drama and family conflict, but also some comedy of a former Michelin star chef trying to turn an Italian beef sandwich shop in Chicago into a fine dining establishment. This is undoubtedly one of the best shows on TV right now. It's gotten near perfect review scores. It's collected 6 Primetime Emmys and 4 Creative Arts Emmys last year, including Emmys for directing, lead actor, supporting actress, writing, and of course, best comedy. If you haven't seen The Bear, you owe it to yourself to check it out. It's going to keep you on the edge of your seat. The action is phenomenal. The humor is funny. The drama is tops. It's just a fantastic drama comedy from top to bottom.
Yeah, and I think each episode's like a half an hour too, so you can get through it pretty quickly.
It's a quick watch. Absolutely love it. Go check it out. That's The Bear, Season 3, coming to Hulu this week. And that's what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment.
Make sure you eat dinner before you watch that show, though, because sometimes when they do the close-ups on the food, you get hungry.
Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah. Especially when they're starting out and it's just the Italian beef sandwich.
Yeah. Have you ever had an Italian beef?
Well, not a true one in Chicago, no.
Okay. We got to go to Chicago to visit JB.
Yeah.
And get you an Italian beef.
Yeah.
And a hot dog.
Sure. But some quick bulletin points here to wrap up the entertainment entree. First one of our favorite parody movies, Spaceballs, is getting a sequel here.
Yeah, so this is kind of left field, but Spaceballs sequel is in the works with Amazon MGM. Josh Gad is starring and Mel Brooks is producing. That's a pretty good start to a potential sequel.
It's got to be called Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money.
It has to,
right?
It
has to be.
It has to be.
They got to do that.
I would be so disappointed if it wasn't.
Yeah.
It would just be, and they have to have actual merchandise.
Yeah, no, I want Spaceballs the flamethrower.
I want a flamethrower. Absolutely. But yeah, this isn't Mel Brooks's, first foray into bringing back movies as sequels. He also recently revisited another classic when he did the sequel series for A History of the World on Hulu.
Yeah.
Which was good. It was fine. But Spaceballs has a special place. Like, I think it's one of my top Mel Brooks films.
Yep.
So I'm always a little hesitant when people do sequels to something like 20, 30, how many years has it been? For 40 years.
40, yeah.
After the fact. What do you think? Like, is it going to hold the same kind of warm, fuzzy feeling, or do you think this is just, or do you really think it's the search for more cash?
It's got to be called the search for more money. That's critical. But there's so many things they could parody on. I'm definitely thinking they can do something off of Dune. Dune has been such a big sci-fi success.
Yeah,
that's got to be parody material all over it.
Yeah,
I'm
trying to think of other recent sci-fi things.
Well, they could make fun of reboots in of itself between Star Wars and Blade Runner, and I think there's material for them to work with.
Okay, and I guess you're kind of like just trusting Mel Brooks, like he knows what he's doing at this stage.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope so. I mean, I'll take more Mel Brooks wherever I can get it.
Right.
Because I think he's one of my favorite comedic directors and actors and everything and writers. So, I mean, I'm fully on board. I hope that they do it right,
Yeah, I actually just watched the Gene Wilder documentary.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, and the interviews with Mel Brooks are fantastic. I wish I could just have an hour with Mel Brooks alone. He's still got it. He's still just because there was one part where they're talking about making I think it was the making of Blazing Saddles.
Classic.
And he was like, this actor was like, "Oh, don't worry about it," which means in Hollywood, worry about it. So he's always got those great quibs and quotes. So
yeah, I mean,
I trust him.
I love almost all of his movies. I don't think I've seen one that I really didn't like. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I hope they can get it finished. Mel Brooks is very old.
Yeah, that might be the concerning part. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's in good hands with Josh Gad. He's a funny dude. He was one of the lead characters in Book of Mormon. He's the snowman in the Frozen movies.
There you go.
He's done other stuff too, but he's a funny guy. So I think it's something to look forward to. It's one of the rare sequels. I'm always a little concerned, but I'm thinking it's in good hands so far.
Okay, and another little blip to mention, but kind of a significant blip, if you will.
Yeah, so, it seems kind of like a no-brainer, but it is significant for the world of Marvel, the fact that Benedict Cumberbatch recently let slip that in talking about some of the projects he's been involved in, he said, "I can't wait to see Avengers 5. And this is noteworthy because this is the first hero associated specifically with this film.
This is the first time I've even really heard Avengers 5 is happening.
Yeah, well, it's noteworthy for a few reasons. One, because it was previously titled, what is it? Something of Kang Dynasty.
Yeah, well,
but
that's not
obviously,
happening.
after the off-screen real-life issues with Jonathan Majors, Marvel dropped him. So now they're specifically referring to it as Avengers 5, and this is the first hero associated with the movie. And given the fact that we're just about a year and a half away from release in 2026. Yeah.
Is that when they're supposed to release it?
Yeah, I think so, at some point, roughly 2 years.
I think they're going to have to kick that date back.
You think they're going to have to kick it back?
They're going to have to. If they haven't even started shooting it.
No, I think they have started shooting it.
Oh, they have? Oh.
Maybe. I see that's the thing. I don't know. Just hearing mention of it. Yeah, it's May of 2026, so just 2 years now. It's definitely doable, but it's interesting, though, that if Benedict Cumberbatch is involved with it at this stage, he must have at least a somewhat significant role. No?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So this is leading people to hypothesize, could he be the lead hero in this next Avengers movie? What do you think? Is Benedict Cumberbatch and Doctor Strange a good replacement for the Captain America / Iron Man dichotomy of the previous Avengers.
You definitely have the star scale with Benedict Cumberbatch. He's a leading man.
That seems like a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
In terms of hero appeal,
in
and
terms
story,
of hero though, I would think the ideal choice would be Spider-Man, but unfortunately, maybe he's getting pulled into Sony's universe.
The Spider-Man still has so many question marks over him because of the weird Sony Marvel deal.
Yeah.
They say they're working on more Spider-Man movies, but we don't know what that looks like yet, right?
Yeah.
And we left off, spoiler alert, with Spider-Man being completely separated from everyone because of the rewriting of, the multiverse to wipe him from people's minds, right?
Yep.
The theory is, though, that Doctor Strange left in a loophole for himself. Now, I don't know how true that is, but if that is true, and you think about the whole New Avengers concept and Young Avengers where Spider-Man is a leading figure, one could, see how these two characters could be the leading people for a New Avengers. The big question for me, though, is regardless of who the heroes are, is how do they still handle the Kang thing? Are they going to handle the Kang thing in Deadpool and Wolverine, or are they going to handle it with Doctor Strange? Because both now have an avenue to the multiverse. Basically confirms that Wolverine and Deadpool aren't going to fix whatever the multiverse is if Doctor Strange is the lead hero in Avengers 5, right?
I always thought you could just wrote it off with the end of
Ant-Man or Loki 2.
Loki 2, because he takes control over the branching universe and
spoilers,
stuff.
But yeah,
Oh,
it's been out for a while.
Yeah.
But so you think that neither one of those properties are going to address it at all?
I think if they really want to just be mum about it, they really could just say, "Oh yeah, when that happened, Kang got eliminated or something." I don't know. Wouldn't be that far fetched.
No, actually, it wouldn't. So just not address it at all. Just pretend. Because here's the thing: the only thing we heard about was the title.
Yeah.
But up to that point, Kang was like to me, a non-starter. Like, I don't know. They still have to seal up the multiverse. Right.
Yeah.
Or did they get the original guy? Like that's where I'm still a little fuzzy. Did they get the original guy in Loki 2?
I would say if they want to write it off, they can say they did.
They say we got the original guy. They're all done.
Yeah, he's not the poison pill threat now. But maybe somebody else is that could use the multiverse.
I don't know. The multiversal phases have been quite the predicament, right?
Yeah. And it might have been a little bit off a little more than they can chew.
Yeah.
But we'll see. There's still time to work around it.
I don't mind Doctor Strange as a lead hero if the movie is about fixing the freaking multiverse. I'm actually tired of this thread. No?
Of the multiverse, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was fun for a while, but I think it introduced way more calamity than it was worth.
That's what usually happens with time travel and multiverse.
Like 99% of the time travel and multiverse stories are a freaking disaster. Like, even the best ones out there have plot holes that you just have to kind of like swallow and be like, all right, sure. Like,
yep.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Well, on that note, we need to get to our third and final segment. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing!
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Manda bastards. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts! That'll be $4, baby! You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at Meat Tornado.
No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, Get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders. Go to the bathroom because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Woo, odd news.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news. Here in this segment, Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird and wacky story and keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that all of my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing this story for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. And I'm ready to get started. Where are we heading to?
All right, so technically we're heading to Michigan.
Oh.
Okay. But I just
Weird.
Yes. But I just want to say, you know how I mentioned that we had a story that blended sports and entertainment?
Yes.
Sometimes we blend entertainment and odd news.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's happening in Michigan?
All right. So first off, how much do you know about the Four Tops?
None.
None. Excellent.
I don't know what that is. Like a spinning top?
No, the Motown group, the Four Tops.
Oh, even less.
Okay. So obviously that's a very famous Motown act.
Uh-oh.
You know, so you know how like as long as there's like one original member, they're still touring.
Yeah, basically.
So they are still technically touring as the Four Tops, but there's only one original member. And
so it's the one top.
Yeah, yeah. All the other three tops fell. Sorry,
the 1 plus 3 tops.
Yes. So technically, they are still on tour.
Okay, that's a stretch, but
yeah.
Is this the whole boat thing? The thought experiment? If you take a boat and replace every piece of the boat, is it still the same boat?
I mean, I guess.
No, you've heard of that, right?
Yeah,
it's
Theseus'
ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a boat, and it starts to wear down. You slowly replace different pieces until you replace every single piece. Is it still the same boat? Is it still the same band?
For the band, I'm going to go with no. But anyway.
The thought experiment solved.
Yeah. But, anyway, I got to get to this story. Let me get to this story.
Yeah, go for it.
So the reason why I had to dive into that is because the new lead singer of the Four Tops is a man named Alexander Morris. He joined the touring group in 2018.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, on April 7th, he had to be rushed to the hospital because he had some symptoms of cardiac distress. So
that's not good.
Yeah, obviously something went wrong with the heart, breathing. Yeah, you got to go right to the hospital. Can't mess around with that.
Definitely.
Okay, so while he's in the ER, he's filling out forms. He's talking to nurses and the doctors over here at this Michigan hospital. I know it's in there somewhere. I'll find it. But anyway, he's complaining about his breathing. He's got chest pain, so he was immediately put on oxygen. But then when he told the nurse, the doctor, and the security guards that he was the lead singer of the Four Tops, they all didn't believe him.
I mean,
no. It's not at all what you think.
I wouldn't have believed him either.
Well, unfortunately, they really didn't believe him. They thought he was having a psychotic episode.
Oh, no.
And forced him into a restraint jacket.
Oh, no. Oh. But, it's a simple thing to check. You just go to any, social media or website, and he's probably there, right?
How
did they, if they're really oh, I don't believe you, let me Google you or Wikipedia,
Yeah, you would think they would do that right away, but I guess they didn't.
No, their first reaction was straitjacket.
Yeah.
Immediately straitjacket.
This guy's out of his meds.
That sucks.
So, because of this, he's filing a lawsuit against the hospital.
Well, yeah.
And in the lawsuit, it details minute by minute what happened. According to the lawsuit, when he told them that he was the lead singer for the Four Tops, the nurse and the security guard both immediately forced him into a straitjacket. So
what?
He is suing those two of negligence.
Yeah. That is such a wild thing. I understand if he's like, I'm the singer of the Four Tops, and then proceeds to like stab somebody with a syringe. But I imagine he's just sitting there like, hey, and by the way, I'm a singer.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, get the restraints.
Yeah, this guy is he's cuckoo.
That's more insane than him saying, what they deemed him to be saying as insane.
Also, I guess they didn't do a check on his health history because he has previous history of cardiac disease. Okay. So they should have, known that in his history.
Right.
To not, why is the first action straitjacket?
Yeah, I don't understand.
That shouldn't be the first action here.
Even if you think somebody's like a little not all there, why is that the first, like immediately the first thing you go to? Like, not trying to talk them down or like, all right, let's like sit down and get like, like some food in your system or a drink or like, some like sedatives or like something to calm them down. Just immediate straitjacket. That is negligence. He's totally right.
Yep. The doctor then walked in and assumed that he was mentally ill.
Oh my God. Of course. Well, yeah, he's sitting there in a straitjacket.
So they decided to remove Morris from oxygen and issued him a psychiatric evaluation.
Didn't he need the oxygen? Oh my God. Didn't he need the oxygen, though? He was there for breathing trouble.
Yeah, I mean, please don't take away the oxygen.
He's like, look, I'll be whoever you want me to be. Don't take the oxygen.
Yeah. Then, according to the lawsuit, Morris claims that there was a racial element to this, as one of the security guards who was white told him when he started panicking, sit your black ass down.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
If that is true, he's fired.
Oh, yeah, that security guard is gone.
Oh, my gosh.
This is outrageous.
Yep.
I think this guy is totally right to sue these guys and take them for all they're worth. These hospitals make a lot of money, so go for it.
Yep. Finally, Morris's wife showed up and was able to see what was happening, informed one of the security officers that everything he was saying was true.
Oh, and they believed her.
And nope, this is why. She pulled up a YouTube video of him performing at the Grammys.
Dude.
Oh, now you fucked up. You have fucked up now.
How did no one before this point just do a Google search?
Right? Like, that's the thing that I don't understand. So somebody, I mean, like, anybody could put themselves in this position. Just, like, imagine running into somebody, and they're like, hey, by the way, I'm, like, President Abraham Lincoln. You're like, oh, that's odd. Do you immediately...
I thought he was dead.
Do you immediately tackle this person and, like, tie them up? No. No, that's never the first reaction.
Yeah.
That is so bizarre. No fact-checking, no questioning, no, anything. Just immediate restraint. That is awful.
Yeah. So, it took a YouTube video to finally get him free.
It was so easy.
Yep. So then finally the nurse realized that he was telling the truth.
And they're like, uh-oh.
Yep. They canceled the psychiatric evaluation and removed the restraint jacket from him and immediately put him back on oxygen.
Unbelievable.
Here, are you ready for a nice little parting gift?
Of course there's more, right?
The nurse felt sorry for Mr. Morris and offered him a $25 gift card to the hospital store.
I'd buy that for $1.
So
I'm so sorry I took precious oxygen off of you, and I put you in a straitjacket. Here's $25 at the gift shop.
Right. No, but it's not $25. It's just to their gift shop. Yeah. So like, oh yeah, give my $25 worth of get well soon balloons for myself
and chocolates. I'll get my own chocolates.
But like, also they're on tour. So that's not even like if he doesn't use it right then and there, he'd have to go back to Michigan.
Yeah, to use the gift card.
To use the gift card. That is out of control. $25.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
That's awesome. That is definitely the sign of somebody who knows they messed up and they just don't have any other thing to do.
They don't know what to
They're
do.
like, I don't know what to do.
Here's a $25 gift card.
That's all that she was allowed to give per company policy.
Yeah,
That was the most she could give. That's wild.
Well, I don't think $25 is going to do it.
Oh, no.
Because according to the lawsuit, Morris is searching for more than $75,000.
Go for it.
In damages at a jury trial. He alleges the full charges here: racial discrimination, violation of civil rights, negligence, gross negligence, battery, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress and violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Oh, that hospital's in trouble because that's bad press. They're going to, I mean, one, they're going to settle. But two, they're still going to have to pony up like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yep. The hospital in Michigan is called Ascension Hospital.
That's the one you don't want to go to, folks.
Yeah, don't go there. They say, though, we are not commenting on pending litigation. So I guess they're doing their own investigation before this goes to court, but I think they're going to have to pay.
Oh, yeah. There's no way they're getting out of this, right?
Yeah, a $25 gift card to the gift shop isn't going to do it.
Honestly, that might be the most offensive thing.
Maybe a $75 gift card.
The hospital, like, they're like sitting there. They're like in some kind of like settlement meeting, and they like slide an envelope across the table. Like, how about that one?
How about
they open it up and out falls
3 gift cards?
3 gift cards.
Whoa.
25. Wait, they couldn't even splurge for one single gift card. It's like a whole bunch of like half-used gift cards.
Yeah.
Oh man.
75.
This cannot be made good. It's shameful. It's a shameful, shameful day.
But like the fact that it's to the gift store at the hospital, like something about that is extra offensive to me. Because what can you buy there?
What's he going to buy at the gift
It's
shop?
chocolates and balloons and like cards.
Just a whole bunch of stale chocolate.
Yeah, or like a bottle of water or something. Like, and again, they're on tour, so he can only use it there. He can't take it back and use it somewhere else. It's like it's just absolutely wild. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Here, take a 4th gift card on me.
Yeah, there you go.
That one's on me.
That's for your trouble.
That's for your trouble.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I hope he gets a nice big fat settlement and that he gets to
He
keep
should
the gift
ask
card.
more than $75,000. I think he's being nice.
Yeah, I mean,
he should ask for more.
Discrimination, battery, imprisonment.
Yeah,
emotional distress. They took away his oxygen.
Yeah,
that could have like killed him. He was there for heart and respiratory issues.
Yeah, like he should be asking for more.
He's like, I can't breathe, and my heart is acting up. So what do? They take away his breathing and constrain him. That's a one-way ticket to the morgue at the hospital. Come on now.
Yeah, yeah. He won't even make the psychological evaluation.
Yeah, no. He should have asked for at least 6 figures, and he should get to keep the gift card.
Yeah,
he's like $100,000 and 1 gift card
and $25 gift card.
Yeah,
I want those chocolates. Give me them chocolates.
25. I want to know if he immediately spent it. Like, do you think he got out of a straitjacket? He's like, he gets the gift card. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna rage purchase a bunch of stale chocolates, and then I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah, take that, you bastards.
I hope he did.
So that's the true story of Alexander Morris. He don't go to that hospital, Ascension Hospital in Michigan.
No, they're gonna tie you up and then pay you back in gift cards.
Yeah, that was true story there. How did nobody just Google him? Just do a quick Google search.
That's what I don't understand. Like, everybody out there, like, if you run into somebody and they say like some random weird thing, like, my first reaction isn't to restrain that person. My first reaction is like, 1, like, oh, okay, whatever. 2, maybe I'll Google it. Like, he wasn't posing a threat to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, and it probably was so easy to Google. I mean, obviously, his wife found the video of him performing at the Grammys. Like, he's probably out there.
Yeah, like, it must have been easy to pull up.
What's his name again?
I just had it.
Oh, you just left it.
Yeah, you just darn it.
Ah.
Hold on just a second. Okay. Alexander Morris.
Alexander Morris. I'm just going to try.
Well, probably the story's going to come up now.
Well, yeah, the story's going to come up.
Yeah, because it's well known now. But
yeah, if they had just searched Alexander Morris 4 Tops, they would have easily. Yeah, I mean he's right there. He's all over the place.
Yep. So there you go. That is the true story, and it did the perfect blending. It blend entertainment and odd news.
We blended sports and entertainment, and then entertainment and odd news. This is the most perfectly blended show we've ever done.
Yeah, we're like
that was really nice.
We're like a milkshake.
Yes,
a nice smooth milkshake that came together between sports, entertainment, and odd news.
I want a milkshake now. We got to go.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
That's the sign.
I also love it when Mike, I don't know if you decided on the podcast, the double fist bump on the table.
I need a milkshake.
Oh, boom. That was like was like a stamp of approval. Boom. I need a milkshake.
I need a milkshake. That's it.
There
so it has been said, so it shall be done.
All right. Then you know what? Yeah, let's wrap this up. We got the hankering for a milkshake, so we got to get Mikey some tasty although that's going to be weird. You're lactose intolerant though.
You pound that lactate, you're good to go.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Man.
You got some on you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you always carry it on you?
I do, actually.
Okay. So, yeah. So, whenever the mood strikes, you're good
to go.
Whenever
the mood strikes, I'm ready for a milkshake.
So you keep it right next to your condoms. You're just ready to go.
Absolutely. That's right.
Just ready to, Mikey is well prepared.
Look, that's why men have cargo shorts. They have a whole bunch of... They're just ready to go for any situation, okay?
Very good. All right. So, Mikey is the prepared.
Always.
He's
I was
Mr.
never
prepared.
in the Boy Scouts, but I'm always prepared.
All right. Well, there you go. We know what Mikey's up to tonight. But for now, we got to wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for watching and supporting our little podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure you go to our website, thecrispynoodle.com. Make sure you follow us on social media. But most importantly, make sure you have a way to get the podcast sent to you every week. 2 main ways to do that. First one is on YouTube. Go to our YouTube page, hit the subscribe button, and you'll get the episodes sent to you when they are released on that platform. And number 2, we put the video podcast up on Spotify as well. You can subscribe to us on Spotify. You can also put Spotify on in the background and listen to us as an audio-only podcast. And using Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you can take us on the go with you. So if you're driving around, hopefully not to Ascension Hospital or...
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But if you're driving around and you want to take us with you on the go, you can do that through Spotify.
Yes, absolutely. So many ways to check out the Crispy Noodle podcast. But if you need to get in touch with us individually, you can do so on X, formerly known as Twitter, to share your sports, entertainment, or odd news stories. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I'm at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. Find us on Twitter or X, whatever the hell it's called, and let us know if you want us to talk about something specific on a future episode. And if we do, we'll give you a sausage shout out for your troubles. But for right now, we got to start wrapping this up. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. That'll do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples. Good night.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.